this motherfucker here I'm at locked down so much that, I'm really skipping through for real. Stuck in the cell down there. Bro, we'd have been stuck in the cell down there on the yard, not in lockup, none of that, on the yard, 5 months straight. No commissary, no kitchen.
Y'all can't go nowhere.
Man, no commissary, no kitchen.
You was going crazy in that motherfucker?
Yeah, I went crazy.
How long you went crazy?
I got down bologna sounds and shit like that.
You just went crazy. You was like, man, this shit ain't.
Yeah, man, cause that shit hard. No commissary, no kitchen. You can throw me in the cell with my tablet, that music. Man, $1,000 worth of commissary, I'm straight. I'm gonna be around eating, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm working on my craft writing and damn, y'all ain't gonna feed us. We can't come out this motherfucker. We can't shower. I can't talk to my people. For 5 months, the bitch done got pregnant and had the baby by then. You know what I'm saying? Just on some real shit.
She moved on.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my name line, mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do. Cause my eyebrows, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in the motherfucker if Shiesty snitch. Go on, take one to the dome. Ain't got no motherfucking rat.
Oh, he trying to get off. What fake ass hate.
But the jail, right? I used to make it my business to call you like twice a month. I'd be like, you chilling? You chilling? You'd be like, oh, I'm chilling. I knew it was a battle, but like, was it ever a time that when you was in prison and from the first interview when I sat there and said what I said, Pooh, don't disrespect your blessings. Did you ever think about the moments when you was in prison like, damn, Unc was like.
Yeah, cause I was lying to you. I wasn't chilling.
Yeah, that's real.
I was lying to you. I wasn't chilling, man.
Yeah.
I was bullshitting for real.
Hey, I fuck with
That's real. That's real.
Bullshitting though. A lot of rappers that supported me and, tapped in during them hard times. You got Lil Baby. He wasn't missing a beat. Free Dirt wasn't missing a beat. Whatever it is he got to do. Call my people. Whatever, 42 Dub, Yo Gotti reached out, Gucci, of course. I can go on and on. They was tapping in, just letting me know, like giving me a country reminder of that ain't what's up in there, We out here with it, get back out here. Bullshit. Hey, you always all these people you still fucked up.
I think, this is what I felt good last night. I think she getting rather cold from the thing. Yeah. Move back to the floor, she getting some action shit.
Tell her to call my
you call her up to the fourth floor? Ooh.
That one line didn't sound accidental. It didn't sound playful either. When Pooh Shiesty said that on first day out, Memphis froze for a moment. If you're from the city, you already knew what time it was. That bar wasn't a joke tossed into a song. It wasn't random. It was a name being called without saying the name. And just like that, a beef people thought was dead felt wide open again. To understand why that line hit so hard, you have to understand the history behind it. This wasn't normal rap tension. This was loyalty, loss, pride, and broken trust all stacked on top of each other. And none of it was ever truly settled. It all starts with Big 30. Before the chains, before tours, before industry money, Big 30 was a South Memphis kid with a name that already carried weight. His real name is Rodney Wright. And his path into rap wasn't clean or polished. School never really worked for him. He bounced around, got labeled disruptive early, and eventually ended up in alternative programs. But even then, the streets had already pulled him in. From a young age, Big 30 wasn't just around things. He was involved. He moved with Pooh Shiesty long before either of them mattered online. They weren't studio friends. They were tied by neighborhoods, pressure, and shared enemies. That bond wasn't built on music. It was built on survival. That's what became Cho Gang. This wasn't a group chasing clout or attention. Their reputation existed before rap. Even Big 30's name wasn't random. In Memphis, nicknames like that aren't handed out lightly. They're earned through how you move and what you stand on. But the turning point for Big 30 didn't come from music at first. It came through family. His cousin, Big Nusky, already had motion in the city. Nusky knew people, moved across circles, and had ties that went beyond one block or one side of town. One of those ties led straight to Moneybagg Yo. At the time, Moneybagg was building Bread Gang into something bigger than a crew. He wanted artists who felt real, not industry-made, not studio-only, people whose backgrounds couldn't be questioned. Through Nusky, he met Big 30, and the connection clicked fast. Big 30 didn't sound like anyone else. His delivery was raw. His bars felt lived in, not practiced. And his story checked out. For Moneybagg, this was perfect. For Big 30, this was opportunity. The deal made sense. Big 30 signed to Bread Gang under CMG, and at first, everything looked solid. They were together publicly, performing together, posting each other. Big 30 appeared on Moneybagg's tracks, and Moneybagg pushed Big 30's music hard. From the outside, it looked like family. At the same time, Pooh Shiesty was rising under Gucci Mane's 1017 label. Memphis was heating up fast, and Cho Gang was right in the middle of it. But even during the good run, there were cracks. Big 30 never fully stepped away from street ties. Music didn't erase old obligations. And when you live with one foot in the industry and one foot in the streets, pressure builds quickly. Business expectations clash with street rules. Loyalty gets tested, silence starts to feel loud. That pressure exploded in January 2022. Big Nusky was shot and killed in Whitehaven. For Big 30, this wasn't just loss. This was blood. This was someone he grew up with, someone who helped connect him to the life he was now living, someone who mattered beyond music. Almost immediately, the situation felt heavier than a random act. There were rumors, whispers, people talking about unresolved issues and crossed lines. Nothing was clear, and that uncertainty made everything worse. But what hurt Big 30 the most wasn't just the death itself, it was what came after. Moneybagg posted online, broken heart emojis, sad captions, public grief for everyone to see. But when the funeral came, Big 30 says Moneybagg wasn't there. In street culture, that absence speaks loudly. Showing up isn't optional, it's respect. It's loyalty. It's the bare minimum when someone connected to you is laid to rest. And to Big 30, that moment said everything he needed to know. From there, the relationship shifted. Big 30 started feeling used. In his view, Moneybagg benefited from the image, the presence, and the protection when things were good, but disappeared when it was time to stand on something real. Business issues started stacking on top of emotional ones. Support felt limited. Communication got strange. Moneybagg saw it differently. From his side, Big 30 was moving funny, talking to other labels, exploring options without looping him in. What Big 30 saw as survival, Moneybagg saw as disloyalty. Trust broke down fast. That's when the music turned into weapons. Big 30 dropped "How could you?" And it wasn't subtle. He accused Moneybagg of fake love, of using him and Nusky for protection, of playing gangster until real pressure showed up. He called out the funeral absence directly and questioned Moneybagg's image in the streets. Moneybagg fired back with airball. He painted Big 30 as a snake, claimed he gave him opportunities and support, said Big 30 jumped into problems that weren't his. Then came the public demand for the Bread Gang chain back. That wasn't business talk. That was a statement. The relationship was done. At that point, there was no confusion left. This wasn't behind-the-scenes tension anymore. This was open disrespect. Then came the allegation that pushed the beef into viral territory. Big 30 mocked Moneybagg for allegedly getting cosmetic surgery, liposuction, face work, body work. In street rap culture, that insult cuts deep. It attacks masculinity, authenticity, and image all at once. Moneybagg denied it. He said it was gym work, discipline, no surgery involved. But once that rumor started, it didn't matter. Interviews brought it up, fans debated it non-stop, Memphis talked, and once that kind of talk spreads, it sticks. While all of this was unfolding, Pooh Shiesty was locked up, fighting a federal case, facing serious time. But silence didn't mean distance. His loyalty to Big 30 never shifted. These weren't industry friendships, these were childhood ties. So when people thought the beef cooled down, it wasn't because anything was resolved, it was because the noise stopped. Diss tracks slowed. Social media quieted. Rumors floated that older figures stepped in to calm things down. On the surface, it looked like peace. Underneath, nothing was fixed. Then Pooh Shiesty came home. His return carried weight, not just because of his music, but because of who he is in the city. When someone like that speaks, people listen. And on first day out, he chose to speak. That tummy tuck line wasn't just disrespect. It was confirmation. Confirmation that Cho Gang hadn't forgotten. Confirmation that whatever peace existed didn't include him. That bar told Moneybagg and everyone else that the door was still open. The timing mattered. Pooh Shiesty could have stayed quiet, focused on rebuilding, avoided drama. Instead, he reopened an old wound on his very first record back. That wasn't accidental, that was a message. Loyalty over industry, history over business. And now the stakes are higher, because this isn't Big 30 versus Moneybagg alone anymore. This is Pooh Shiesty stepping in publicly, with national attention behind him. That changes the energy completely. Moneybagg Yo has too much at stake to ignore it. His brand, his image, his standing in Memphis. Letting a bar like that slide sends its own message. And Chogang isn't known for backing down. That's why people are uneasy. The situation was never really about music. It was about loyalty being tested, respect being questioned, and loss that never healed properly. Those are the hardest things to resolve. Words turn into expectations fast. Bars turn into challenges. Silence starts to look like weakness. Right now, the city is watching. Fans are watching. And everyone knows this story isn't finished. That line wasn't filler. It wasn't a joke. It was a reminder. And when the smoke finally clears, Memphis hip-hop might look very different than it did before. Because some beefs don't fade away quietly. They wait. And this one just woke back up. Before you click away, really think about what we just broke down. This goes deeper than lyrics or internet noise. It's about loyalty under pressure, respect when it matters most, and old wounds that never truly closed. When history, pride, and public image collide, things rarely end quietly. Nothing here has been resolved. Lines were crossed, silence filled the gaps where accountability should have been. And now that certain voices are back in the spotlight, the balance has shifted again. One bar was enough to remind everyone that some chapters were never finished. If you want to stay locked in on stories like this as they continue to unfold, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. The next move will speak louder than any lyric.